Hello and welcome to the Rocky Sports Talk Sheet here. Today's episode is we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs and Game 2 win with the Knicks win Game 2 in their series against the Hawks, 101-92. We also have uh, last night the 76ers beating the Wizards in a controversial game where a fan gets ejected by throwing popcorn on Russell Westbrook. Um, but the Sixers did get the easy win, 120-95. They were up 2-0 in that series. The Hawks and the Knicks are now tied at one apiece. And New York went crazy with the win. They're heavily invested in their Knicks. They are very proud of their Knicks, and the Knicks should be proud of themselves as well. We also have the Jazz tied the series 141-129 in a shootout last night. I mean, it's not many. Yeah, it's a good series, but I think that the Jazz beats the Grizzlies. Memphis took game one. Good for them, but I mean, you may not take another game in the series. You may take one, but no more than that. Um, so yeah, on the Wizards, the main guy was Bradley Beal with 33 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. You also had Ben Simmons with 22 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists for the 76ers. The Hawks, Trae Young with 30 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. And New York with Derrick Rose coming out big for him with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for the Knicks. And look, in a losing effort, You can't say nothing about John Morant. 47 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. The Jazz big contributor was Rudy Gobert with 21 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists with the double double. Um, solid games. I mean, other than the Wizards with 76ers, I think that was just over. That series is over. That might be a sweep. It's not. It's not. You know, Westbrook's or Bill's fault. They don't have the team to really contend. They really don't. I mean, they both would have to score over 30, in my opinion, in the same game, both of them alone, just to maybe steal some wins in this series. And I don't see that happening. Um, just the Wizards need a lot more help. They need a couple few more players if they're going to keep Westbrook and Bill there. I just don't see much competing at all in that series. This could be an easy sweep, maybe five, but that's the best. The Knicks and Hawks is intriguing, but here's the thing: um, Trae Young has bad games. With that Knicks defense, the Knicks are going to win this series. And I do think that the Knicks are going to win this series. I think they'll come out in six. I do think that they'll take the next two, or well, basically, technically, that would be three in a row in this series. I think they will go up 3-1. They may lose game six or game five, and then it'll be over in six. So I do have the Knicks winning um, in six, in my opinion. And I think the same with the Jazz and Grizzlies. I think it'll be over in six as well, with the Jazz winning. Now, we can get into more of tomorrow's games, or actually today's games tonight. There's some. Remember, go back to what I said in my last video just days ago, before Game 2 with the Mavs and the Clippers. I said the Mavs would win Game 2 and go up 2-0. I said this had potential to be the best series uh, in the NBA playoffs. It could, but right now, I just think Dallas is taking their soul. And I'm honestly, I kind of wish they just knock them. I hope they sweep them. I don't like the Clippers, especially as a Lakers fan. I don't like them, but that ain't gonna happen. Not with Kawhi and Paul George. But Paul George is actually playing. He's made some couple of bad plays in Game 2 that could have cut it down more, but he's not playing bad. Like Paul George ain't playing bad. I'm not really gonna hammer Paul George. Um, I think he needs to, slow down and kind of stop with this three ball. But you know what? If we're going to throw that at Paul George, we need to throw that at about 100 NBA, 100 NBA players that need to slow down on that shit. And that's just what today's game is now. Is this 3-point bullshit? If it's not, if you're not shooting it at even a decent, I'm not gonna have you keep shooting it, especially if I was your coach. I'd fucking take you. I put you on the bench, man. You start 1 for 7. You keep trying to chuck that shit. I'm putting your ass on the bench, putting in somebody else. I just want points. I just want points. That's. I think I don't like this 3-point game mirage by every single team in the league, thinking that they can be Golden State from several years back. It's just retarded. Um, but hey, Clippers, keep chucking away, man. Keep shooting those threes. Keep shooting yourself in the foot, please. And the Mavericks will take this series. I do have the Mavericks winning this series in 7. I'm still going to stick by that. I think that the Clippers may probably come back in the next 2 and take 2. You know, 2 from the Mavs at home at their house. I think it's going to be a really good series. We do have the games tonight. We do have Suns and the Lakers. I do have the Lakers taking Game 3 in a close Game 3. And I'm also like wondering how Chris Paul is feeling right now. Not so much of LeBron or AD, because LeBron, like I said, he's just a softie, and he could have came back. He could have came back at least a week sooner than he did at the end of the regular season. But whatever. I mean, you had your own guy saying that you're going to be back this game, then this game, then this game, and it's like, dude. Even the team said he looked excellent and stuff and doing practice while he was. Yeah, he just could have. LeBron could just do whatever the fuck he wants, man. Everybody knows it. Everybody fucking knows it. That's probably why the viewership is down, because people are just sick and tired of hearing LeBron James every day on fucking Sports Center and fucking ESPN and all these outlets fucking talking about him every fucking goddamn day. So maybe if you shut up talking about LeBron every fucking day, in a stupid ass debate, him or Jordan, and just stop and talk about the sport, you might have more viewership. Just you know, just saying there, NBA. But I do have the Lakers. I will take the Lakers over the Suns tonight. I will take the Lakers 110 to 99. I will take the. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I will take the Heat over the Bucks to minimal, minimally get back into the series 2-1. I'll take the Heat 120 to, I don't know, maybe like 113 in a close back and forth game there. Uh, make that 2-1. The Lakers will go up 2-1, in my opinion, as well. And I think that the Nuggets win game 3 for Shuhu. I don't know why this is a debate, people. It's really not a debate. I mean, the cold cut MVP is not Steph Curry. I don't know why people are voting Steph Curry right now. He had a great last 15 games where he just went really berserk. I understand that. For an entire season, though, he didn't. He didn't. On too many consistent bases, the man that should be the MVP and will flat out win the MVP, I will be outraged if he doesn't, to be honest, because he really didn't miss any time and he was consistently great all year, their whole regular season. And that's Nikola Jokic, the Joker, for the Denver Nuggets, especially after Jamal went down. To keep them afloat, man, you got to be shitting me. In the West, in the toughest conference, yeah, it's the Joker. I mean, the dude had an amazing year. I mean, he basically at center damn near averaged a fucking triple double. People, let that sink in. Let that sink in. For a season, a center, big guy, damn near average a triple double. Enough said, enough said, and enough said. Like I said, look it up. He averages 26.4 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, and 8.3 assists per game. Tell me that it's not your MVP. Because that sure as hell is mine, without a doubt. But I do have Denver taking a 2-1 lead over the Trailblazers. I think the Nuggets could get out of this first round. You know what? The Nuggets will get out of this first round. I will take it in 7. I think it will be a 7-game series because the track record of the Trailblazers, and especially of Damian Lillard and his teams, is they fight and they fight even in the first every round. They fight hard, and they were going to go down swinging, and they love these 7-game series. And I think it'll be another one, but I think in the end, Joker takes over, and they don't have the answer for Joker. So I will take the Nuggets in a close win, a squeaker tonight. I think it will probably be the game of the night. I got them to win by like 3. I'll take them 120-117 with the game of the night for me. Um, like I said, a lot of people love Giannis. Look, the Bucks will win this series against the Heat. Let's not get overly excited, Milwaukee. I have to tell you that. Don't get excited. Good for you to come out of the first round. But other than that, you guys could lose the next. You guys very well will probably lose in the next round and not really put up a big dog fight. I need to explain why a lot of people think, oh, the best big since Shaq is Giannis. No, he's not. I would put Embiid over him. I would put Jokic over him. Um, that's just my opinion, and I'm going to explain it right now. Giannis is an amazing regular season player because if you know sports, and I want to say if, because some people comment and they really look foolish. If you watch sports in the NBA, the regular season, it's way different than the playoffs. In the playoffs, teams make it a half-court game. They slow the ball down. They ain't letting the run and gun bullshit happen. like in the regular season. Giannis is at his best and peak and Hall of Fame caliber player in the regular season because he can run a gun with that ball. He can slash down that basket, get his dunks and his shots that way. But whenever he's got to, in the playoffs, come down the court, not be the premier ball handler, uh, put his back to the basket, try to make, 15 footers, totally different player. Go back years ago, whenever Toronto won. Look at Kawhi did to him. Made him look like a bum, damn near. And so many games in that year's playoffs, that really showed the league what they could do to Giannis. Because that year's playoffs, Giannis was exposed. Exposed. And ever since then, that's kind of how he is in the playoffs. The teams have figured him out in the playoffs. They have, it's not even, they probably haven't figured out in the regular season. They just don't, they play a different style of ball to keep themselves prepared for the postseason. I'm not saying they take wins away or whatever, but every team plays different in the regular season compared to postseason, like I said. But when that postseason comes, there's several teams in the NBA playoffs every year that just can shut Giannis down and completely change his style of play. And when you change his style of play to something he isn't, he's average at best. He becomes second, maybe third best player that night for the Bucks on the court. I'm just saying, wait till the next round. You all will see Giannis and his numbers dwindle. Big time. Big time. Now, there's a team in the East where I think, hell, he might be able to get off because they're not a good defensive team. That'd be the Nets. I'll tell you what, let Giannis play the Knicks in that defense in the playoffs. See what happens. See what the hell happens. Bet Giannis ain't running and gunning that ball the whole game. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you, whenever he shoots his jump, they force him to shoot jump shots. He's going to get contested by two or three people a lot of time. I mean, yeah, you ain't got a Lopez to get your rebound whenever you miss your shot, Giannis. He just this Bucks team is good. They're not great. So I'm going to tell you all right now what I think is going to happen in the playoffs and who I got in each series. Some of these series I just already knew what was going to happen, and that is just what it is. The three seed Bucks. We'll start off with them since I'm talking about them. They'll beat the 6 seed Heat. They'll take them out. They'll get their revenge for last year, and because this is not the same, nowhere near the same Heat team from last year. They came into the postseason hot and then continued their hot streak. That didn't happen with the Heat. This is not at all the same Heat team, and they're not shooting. Jimmy Butler's great, but everybody else, Duncan and them, they're not shooting nowhere near what they did last year. So they're just not dangerous. They're not dangerous to anybody really. It's the Heat. Now next year they could be. Um, I got Dallas, the 5th seed, beating the 4th seed Clippers in their series. Even though about 78% of you still think the Clippers are going to win this series. You all are high. You all are high. I hate the notion that, oh, Kawhi is the best lockdown defender in the league. Was. Okay? Each year that you play, each year you get older. Each year your body changes, and each year your reaction. As you get older, your reaction time changes. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard used to be hell of defenders, lockdown, straight up defenders. They're not as good. They still are great defenders, but they're not as good as they used to be on the defensive end. So this notion that these two can just shut down the best team's players is just a farce. Anybody see game two? Because I think Luka still went off. Hello. I remember the press conference saying that majority of the game in game two, they were going to switch it up, and Kawhi was going to be on Luka. Kawhi was going to take Luka, shut him down. That didn't happen, folks. Luka did not get shut down in game two. That's why they lost game two, and that's why they're in a 2-0 hole. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Look, Luka's game style is just different. It's hard to defend him, but you don't know what movie he's going to put on you. It's hard. Why do you think Kobe was so hard to guard? You just didn't know what movie he was going to put on you and where he was going to where he was going to attack and stuff. Same with Luka. That boy's dangerous. Now I wish he wouldn't shoot as many threes, Luka, but everywhere else, the dude's money. The dude's straight up an assassin. And this notion they're going to stop him is ludicrous. It's not going to happen. I actually think this will be over. It won't even. I might change my mind. I think this is over in 6. I think the Mavs take the series in 6, not 7. Now, 2 seed Nets, 7 seed Celtics. Okay, that's the series I said in the beginning before the playoffs started. The Celtics they would love to get a win in this series. 1 win. Could still happen, but that's it. 5-game series. It's either a sweep or in 5. This Celtics team, I don't know what their problem is. People have been attacking their coach, saying they needed a new coach. That's ludicrous. The Celtics have a really good coach. If you all think the Celtics head coach is the problem, you all are dumb. Straight up dumb. That coach is done great for the Celtics. I think this year it's just more the players complaining. A lot of them players, and that's probably why it didn't work, honestly, with Kyrie. Because if you notice, they didn't play as good with Kyrie on the court. These young players on the Celtics, I think, they're immature, in my opinion. I think what's going on behind closed doors with the Celtics and what they really need to fix, they have an identity problem. And their identity problem is they probably have 2 or 3 players that think they're the face of that franchise. You just got to I think somebody's got to let that team know. This is the guy. This is our sole leader of the team. We go as he goes, but you guys are still great players. And play your roles. I just think that that's what's happening. I think, oh, wow, Jeff. Yeah. Who's he? Yeah. I look, Celtics, if y'all ain't figured it out, y'all are about dumb. That's my opinion. Y'all are about stupid if you don't know who your leader is and the best player on your team is. I really think that's the issue, and I think it's retarded. Celtics are shooting their own self in the foot, I believe. They could easily be a top 4 seed, top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, year in and year out right now. But they're, yeah, it's the players, not the coaching staff. Flat out. Zero. The Nuggets in Portland. I had the Nuggets winning this series in 7. This is going to be. This could actually end up being the best series. Not the Clippers and the Mavs. I really thought the Clippers and Mavs were going to be the best series. Now that I'm thinking about it, this could actually be the best series. This could be down to the wire, even in Game 7. Just this time, Damian Lillard doesn't shut the door. And that's because, the Joker, the NBA regular season MVP, the Joker. Okay, let me repeat that. The MVP of the regular season was Nikola Jokic. No debate here. Embiid missed some time. Jokic was out there balling. He didn't really take time off. He really didn't get injured. He played his heart and soul out, and he carried his team. And he kept his team afloat as a top 3 seed after Jamal Murray went down. He kept them afloat to be the 3 seed in the West. People cannot discredit that. You cannot discredit that. I think whenever Jamal went down, they were the 3 seed then. He kept them at the 3. They didn't fall. Jeez Louise. Like, you lose. To me, Jamal was the second best player on that team because Nikola just did way more than Jamal did. But to lose your second best player on a team of that caliber is crucial. And just look what he just did. He still did. Magnificent job. Magnificent job. So, yeah, the Nuggets take the series. The Sixers, look, Russell Westbrook is a Hall of Famer. Bradley Beal, you had a hell of a season. I believe Bradley Beal finished second for the scoring title behind Steph Curry by .1, I believe. I think he averaged 31.9 points per game, and I think Curry averaged 32 even. If you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe Bradley Beal finished. I get all that. Nonetheless, Sixers and you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Sixers in the sweep. Sixers sweep them. Uh, the Lakers. The Lakers in 6 or 7. I don't know yet. But I can't tell if AD is gonna. Man, like the last week, he complained of different issues. I just don't know if he's gonna stay healthy. Hopefully, he does. I think it'll be 6 or 7. I'll have the Lakers winning against the Suns because they are still very young. Look, you're a 2 seed, a great team, hell of a season. Definitely have Coach of the Year, in my opinion, and an MVP candidate, and Chris Paul for sure. But the Lakers with a healthy AD and a healthy LeBron James were too much for you. But yeah, I might as well just go ahead. I'll pick 6. They take it at 6, but it could end up being 7. But I'll take 6. Um, the Knicks and Hawks. I have the Knicks in 6. Um, that's where I stand on that one. And I'm not gonna lie here. Um, the the one seed better watch out for the Knicks in the second round. Because that's the best to me. That's like the best defensive team. Consistently on defense, the Knicks have been amazing all year. A team's no joke. And Julius Randle, I don't know what snapped into him. I don't know where he came from, but fuck. You think the Lakers would have traded this Julius Randle? No. Hell no. He's just on another level right now. And kudos to you, Randall. You're balling in New York. You put New York back on the map, man. They're dangerous. I mean, look how they played the Knicks all year. The Nets. Don't you think the Nets want to see the Knicks? They don't. I honestly don't think anybody in the East wants to see the Knicks. I mean, they know how they are. They are some dogs on defense. And in the playoffs, that's really what you hang your hat on to win titles. Just go ask, as a Lakers fan, it hurts me to say, just go ask the Detroit Pistons. Beat a prime Lakers team. They beat us up, man. They just did. They beat us up. I hate to say it, but man, whenever you have a really good lockdown defensive team, that's what can happen. You just make life difficult for the other team and just take them out of the rhythm. That's all it takes. That's all it's about is taking the other team out of rhythm. And the Knicks can do that with ease. The Jazz and Grizzlies, I think this could be a Sixers game series, but Jazz win the series. So yeah, that's what I have there so far. Um, Now, the thing about the NBA that I want to make sure that I make this known. I'm glad the Wizards. Look, you had your chance. You made it in. Glad for you. Whatever. This play-in tournament, I don't want to see this shit anymore. I never liked it. I don't like it. You're setting a precedent for your league where you're going to lose even more viewerships, in my opinion, and people are just going to think that your league's a joke. You cannot allow. What if a 10 seed wins and gets in and gets the 8 seed or whatever, and the true 8 seed before this play-in tournament started was like 10 games higher than the 10 seed. 10 more wins. What the fuck? This notion that the 10 seed to the 8 seed is going to be close by like a couple of games every year is straight up stupid. Because that's not how it works majority of the time, especially in the East. Don't get me started. Um, I think it's a fucking joke. I think Adam Silver, for several other reasons, I think he's the worst commissioner in all sports. I think he's a fucking idiot and a retard. And this play-in tournament is just another way just to make more money for the league and to pump more money back into the league. But I will tell you what, better stop that shit. Stop it. fucking retarded. Like, don't do it. If I see that shit next year, I will not watch a game of the playoffs. The only way I do is if the true 7 and 8 season, both conferences keep their seeding. But even then, there's extra games that they're playing before they start their series whenever they could have been resting, and the other teams are straight up resting. I don't think that's fair. You're giving the other team extra time to rest. There's a lot of things that go into this that I don't like. You play your regular season, and you're seated where you are seated, and that is it. The best 8 from each conference. End of story. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing more. Keep it that way. Playing tournament is straight up fucking stupid. Be done with that bullshit. Now, give me 1 second here. All right. Pulling up the bracket here. All right. So I told you I'm going to pick each round, each series. All right. I got the bracket pulled up. I'm going to start with the East. Like I said, Philadelphia wins. So then I got the Knicks winning. So the 76ers, I'll tell you what, every year teams think that you can make it to the finals and you choke. You got a tough second round matchup between the 4 seeded Knicks. And I'll tell y'all what, right now, I got that a 7 game series. The Knicks and the Sixers are going 7 in the second round. I will take the Sixers in a tight series. Like, it's going to shake their boots for their conference finals. Milwaukee, easily over the Heat. The Nets, easily over Boston. Milwaukee and the Nets. Milwaukee get creamed. Milwaukee gets creamed in 5 by the Nets. The Nets win that series. I don't care if Giannis goes off. They still lose. The East, then you have the Sixers versus the Nets. I have the Nets in 6 over the 76ers. So the Nets are in the NBA Finals. Now the West. I have Utah over Memphis. Then I have Dallas over the Clippers with the first true first round, I wouldn't say upset, but the first lower seed coming out in the bracket as the 5th seed beats the 4th seed in the Clippers. So I have Utah versus Dallas. The 3 seed Denver Nuggets beat Portland, and the 7 seed Lakers beat Phoenix. And the next, I guess you could call it, because seeding wise, it is first round upset. I am going on a limb here. I know y'all may think I sound crazy. The conference semis, I'm going with Dallas upsetting Utah in 6, and Dallas makes it to the Western Conference Finals. I then have the Lakers disposing um, Denver in 6. That's the series where Joker really, really wish he had Jamal Murray. Because if they had Jamal Murray, honestly, I don't know if the Lakers easily win that series or if they do win that series. That could be a completely different series. That would be a 7-game series, in my opinion, for sure, with Jamal Murray there. So then I have the Lakers versus the Mavericks. And dude, my previous video, I said the Lakers weren't coming out of the West. I'm not gonna have to eat those words. The Mavericks and the Lakers. That's a tough one. To be honest, that is not easy. AD can guard Porzingis. We do have bench full of bigs, whether they're good or not. But defensively, even if they brought in Boban, they can contend with Boban, especially AD. Um, the best player on the court in the series could end up being Luka. To be honest, Luka could be the best player in that series, but the better team is going to be the Lakers. I take the Lakers in 6 again over the map over the Mavs. They put up a very good fight. I think Luka averages over 30. I think Luka averages almost triple double for the series in that series, but it's not enough. And the Nets straight cream the Lakers. I think Kevin Durant straight creams LeBron, and uh, Kuzma gets schooled by whoever the fuck he's guarding, which probably might be. I mean, they're gonna have to switch their lineup around. The Lakers are gonna have to do a lot to the lineup. Too much. The Nets are too much. I think the Nets win in 5, and your NBA champion will be the Brooklyn Nets. So that is my prediction. That's crazy. I guess I have to go back on what I said earlier, where I didn't have the Lakers coming out of the West. It's crazy because I was looking at the matchups, and now it's just like now that I'm actually looking at the bracket, yeah, they're going to get a wounded Denver team, and I don't think Utah's going to make it to the conference championship. If Utah made it to the conference championship, I might take the Jazz, but that would be a 7-game series. Um, but the Mavs, no, they're not beating the Lakers. What?
I'll be back.
Hang on 1 second. Where you going?
I got to go to PPG because they sent me a text message saying I got accepted for the job. But they're trying to send me an email, but the email won't go through. So I don't know if they're putting it in wrong or what. So I need to go up there and find out what's going on. Because I had Mariah send me an email, so I know my email's working, but I think they're putting it in.
Yeah. Ask them about, see if they got mine, because I haven't heard anything back from them. Have they said anything about Josh?
that he's got to go on there and do his application again because he had errors. So he's got to get on there and do this.
How many is that on?
They're not here.
If I can do it and I'm not good at doing online, then his ass can get it done.
Ryan needs to leave him alone so he can do shit, get shit done. So
She's hovered over him 24/7.
I know. She needs to leave him alone, let him relax so he can get shit done and get to work. He can't be up under her ass 24/7. The boy's got to work. He's used to fucking working. She needs to let him be a fucking man. He's not a little fucking boy.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Talk about something important there. Anyways, that's who I have in each series of each round. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. I really, truly, man, whenever this tournament started, I really, truly did not believe the Lakers would come out of the West. I really didn't. I still don't think it's not going to be fun for them to come out of the West. But I think the team that going to make it farther than a lot of people are noticing is going to be the Mavs. They will be in the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers, I do think. And I think that they, put up a fight. But in the end, the Mavs are just one or two pieces away from contending with the Lakers, in my opinion, with the LeBron and AD. Yes, I do see the comments. Let's go, Knicks. Like I said, I did comment and I did say with the Knicks that I do have y'all winning your first round matchup. That is, I picked every round, every series, the entire bracket. I do have the Nets winning the whole thing, but I did have the Knicks beating Atlanta, and I do have the Knicks putting up a dogfight because, in response to this person's comment, the Knicks, in my opinion, are the best defensive team, and in the playoffs, defense means a lot, and the Knicks have a bunch of defensive dogs. I mean, they are dogs on defense. And Julius Randle, like I said, I wish my Lakers did not trade him. This Julius Randle, if we had this Julius Randle, he would have stayed a Laker. But the Knicks, hey, kudos to you guys. And even though I do have y'all losing in the second round, like I said, I picked the 76ers, but I said in 7. So even that, you can't hang your hat. You can't hang your head down if that happens, especially if you lose in 7. Because the Sixers, they are tough and they have a lot of things that work against the Nets. But I still think that they're gonna grind and they're gonna give them everything they have. Now, the only problem that I really have with the Knicks, and I think even Knicks fans have their only problem they have with the Knicks is you all have the worst owner. Like you all, I don't know what's up with the league, but James Dolan ain't it. James Dolan, to me, it's almost like he's flaunted that he's racist, kind of like that uh, Clippers owner that got had to force to sell. Kind of wondering when it's going to happen to James Dolan. Okay, nice. Yeah, I hear you. He said that they're playing with house money out here. The Knicks are. That's very true. A lot of these players on the Knicks, a lot of people are like, who is this guy? Who's that guy? But as a unit, like I said, defensively, they're locked in. And sometimes you ain't got to have the greatest players in the league. You just have to have maybe the best team camaraderie wise, and I would say the Knicks have that. And right now, also, Derrick Rose is playing big for the Knicks too. Um, he says also this year he has not got involved with anything that has to do with the organization. Yeah, I'm thinking he's talking about James Dolan. No, but that's probably the case. But what I mean about James Dolan as the owner, where he's hurting the Knicks, is every single year you get almost like three bad stories with him, and it gets put all over national TV. And if you don't think that these free agents don't pay attention to that and don't know about James Dolan, they do. As nice as it is, that I think that's the reason why they didn't get Kyrie and Durant. It's James Dolan. Says he nice says I think Leon Rose is keeping him in check. Could be, but if you remember, it was just I think it was about a month ago. Another big ordeal where he banned a fan for a T-shirt that had James Dolan and a little thing through it. That's just a joke. He was doing nothing but watch the game, voice his opinion, freedom of speech, people, and this fan got kicked out of Madison Square Garden and banned. And he was a season ticket holder. I mean, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about with James Dolan. It's just retarded. Now, nice. Would you want a different owner? Do you want James Dolan out? You're welcome to comment because I think that if you all got James Dolan out of there, you all could become a real. The Knicks could be the Knicks again. That's just my thing. And like I tell you all, I do pay attention to the chat and I do interact with the people in the chat. No one cares about Brooklyn. LOL. What I mean by that is that they have problems selling tickets in the Barclays. Well, that may be true for this year. And honestly, I could definitely understand the tickets, the ticket sales. That's because we're just at the. I would say, in my opinion, we're just at the end of a pandemic, and I know that they got the three best. They got a big three there, and their ticket prices definitely, probably, for sure went up big time after that. And I just don't think during a pandemic, even if fans were, because fans are going to be starting to come back in, they can afford that because they lost so much money. So the ticket sales thing, yeah, I believe that. He says it's cheaper than the Knicks. Well, the Knicks are always going to be high because it's Madison. It's just it's fucking Madison Square Garden, people. I mean, if there's certain stadiums where people just know are just it's just a stadium. Like the Knicks, everybody knows in the NBA, Madison Square Garden. It's the Mecca, the big dog, the big house. I get it. The same with Staples Center. You know, they just know that there's just certain stadiums. Um, Now next year, look, come on, now. Especially if fans could be there. You know that the Nets with that three-headed monster, they're going to be sold out every game, every home game, especially with the team that they have, and especially because I do have them winning the NBA Finals. Those fans are going. It's going to be a packed house because they're going to be on the ride for a repeat. They're going to be looking for a repeat. Now, I will say this: The Nets aren't the main story in New York. It's the Nets or the Knicks. The Nets aren't the main story. It's the Knicks. The Knicks fans just yesterday, if y'all go look, there's videos out there. They were going crazy in the streets whenever they won game two. The Knicks have been waiting for a good team like this for a while. A while. And they are up in arms, excited about their team. As they should be. Like I said, if this is how Julius Randle is going to play from here on out, you definitely have somebody definitely to build around. And like I said, Julius Randle's no joke right now. If you all don't know, you better go look up what he's done this year. This dude balled the last month and a half. Straight ball. Yes, the big story the last month and a half was Steph Curry. Right behind him was Julius Randle. Okay, nice. You have them beating Philly in 7. I look, as much as I like Julius Randle and I'm ranting and raving about Julius Randle, if they have to, and they probably will, they're going to put Embiid on him, and Randle's going to be he's not going to he's going to be a different player with Embiid on him. So as much as you like, and it's good that the fans support, you should support your team, but I think matchup wise, that's one team you don't want to play. Honestly, if I was you guys, I would. You guys should prefer to play the Nets, just because how you played them in the regular season. And yeah, just because the Knicks aren't scared of the Nets, I think it would be a better series. Even though that we both know or should know, the Nets by far have the better team and they have the better players for sure, but they're not scared. No, Randall's not. No, you need to go look at how Randall's been playing. Randall's playing awesome. Now he may have some bad games, but the last month and a half, he's been playing crazy good. That's also why I said that would be a fair matchup. You're right. No defense on the Nets. You would rather play the Nets than the Sixers because the Sixers do have defense. Um, Now I have to continue. Like I said, my in the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals, I would say that the best run of a sleeper team is the Mavs. Like I said, I do have the Mavs going to the Western Conference Finals, having them upset in the second round. I already picked before the playoffs started. The Clippers again would choke, but this time in the first round, I do have the Mavs beating them. I'm looking really good right now. They're down 2-0. Not many teams come back from a 2-0 lead in the NBA in a series. They just don't. And with Luka, they already showed Kawhi. They even put Kawhi. They switched defenders on him. Still can't stop the dude. And there's a reason why. Luka is not like any other player. Luka is a one of a kind player, people. Luka can hit you with all kinds of different moves to make baskets. Sometimes it's mind blowing how he makes baskets. And Kawhi and Paul George just ain't the defenders that they once were a couple of years ago. They're not the same defender they was 2 years ago or even last year. Their defense is slowly but surely getting a little bit more exposed. And that's because those two players have to focus on the offensive end so much. But the Lakers are going to get creamed in the finals by the Nets. I will word it this way, just to make it, the Knicks would put up a better series than the Lakers against the Nets. They would. He asks, "What was the highest rated game on TNT in the last 8 years?" Ooh, nice. That was a good curveball. Was Kobe's last game on TNT? I had. I want to say Kobe's last game, 60-point game. I can't. I'm pretty sure they put that also. I think they put it on several channels. Um, I want to say Kobe's last game, his 60-point game, his farewell game. To answer your question, and actually, that is a good question. I'm gonna look that up. He said game one of the Knicks of this year. I don't know. Are we talking viewership? Because overall viewership, I man, I think I think the year that the Kobe's farewell game, I think had was on par with the Super Bowl that year on viewership wise. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look that up. Give me 1 second here. That's, all right, I'm looking it up right now. The hell is? Oh, he said on T. Oh, hold on TNT. I need to put that on TNT. Almost messed that up. No, I don't. Oh my lord, even Google's being stupid right now. I'm not talking NBA Finals ratings here, people. I'm trying to look at his thing here. His question. That was actually a really good question. You all that have tuned into this, that's a stumper right there. Okay, I don't know where you're getting at. It's not even pulling up anything really for me. Google's being really stupid. But that is a good question. I'm going to find out. And yeah, okay. I'm going to take your word for it right now, Nice, because like I said, I just searched the internet and it was being really, really stupid. Kept throwing up freaking NBA Finals, and that obviously we're not at the NBA Finals right now. Now, yes, I think the Knicks next year will be could be a better team, and yes, y'all could actually end up getting a couple, maybe one superstar in the off season, maybe two, but also this ain't the greatest year for free agents. But I think that there are going to be some free agents that are going to look at the Knicks a little differently after the season, and maybe you might want to go there. So you all, like I said, you all might have a chance to continue this. This may not just be a this year thing, but also we have to put in account we didn't play a full season this year. Everybody needs to remember that. And it's nobody's fault. The pandemic is just a pandemic. It's fucked a lot of shit up. But me personally, I love sports, but I want to reiterate that I don't watch a lot of the games. I do report on the news. Now, NFL, I watch it. I'm going to explain my issue with the NBA right now. The commissioner, the NBA has the worst commissioner in all sports. Adam Silver is a joke. Whenever we, especially this year, and this is why I'm not even watching my Lakers playoff games right now because I don't even think a certain player should have played the first two games. He should have had to sit out due to the NBA quarantine rule, and they have all these rules set up since last year. And Queen James broke the rule and did a bucket event, and all these players are getting hell. The Mavs just won game two, and players were getting fined for going out to a bar. But yet, LeBron James got nothing. James Harden earlier in the season had to sit out. Dennis Schroeder, a teammate of his, had to sit out, got fined. Players were getting fined $50,000 here and there when LeBron James got nothing. Adam Silver is LeBron James's bitch. That's my issue with the NBA. I am a Lakers fan, people. He is on my team. But a player should not have overall say of the league. And I feel LeBron James does just that. And when that happens, I'm not fully invested in your league. I can't be. I don't have a lot of respect for the NBA right now and how it is. Um, I'm tired of the LeBron James antics. I'm tired of his shit. I'm tired of him thinking he's all. I am just tired of people catering to that motherfucker. Tired of it. Great player. One of the all-time greats, top five. Not taking that away. But if you look up, everybody, the NBA's viewership as a whole, the last 10 years, compared to the 10 years before that, NBA's viewership is going down dramatically. And I think one of the main reasons why is because LeBron James is shoved down our throat so goddamn much every fucking day on all these talk shows, sports talk shows. All you got it on FS1, you have it on ESPN, you have it on First Take. Every day it's the same fucking debate. And we are fucking annoyed with it. MJ or Jordan, we're fucking tired of talking about it for several years straight. It's stupid. But the NFL is where I'm at. And yes, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. Now, in other news, I did want to bring this up because this is a sporting channel. It's not just about the NBA. I want to give a shout out to Greg Olsen, tight end, who retired. I want to say that here on my channel with me, anyways, I don't know about other people. A lot of people may not realize what's going on, but my condolences are with you. My prayers are with you. For you all that don't know, well, especially with like his best years were probably with Carolina and Cam Newton. He was Cam Newton's favorite target there for some years. He played tight end. His son, his youngest son, doesn't have much time left with his heart. He had to have like three heart surgeries, open heart surgeries as a kid. I think he's around 10 years old now. And they had to put a pacemaker in and stuff like that. And he's not doing really good. He's in the hospital again. And he even tweeted out that um, he may not have much time left and needs a heart transplant. I really, truly hope that your son gets that transplant. Like I said, this isn't all about one league. We also want to put out awareness to other situations. And with his son, and what Greg Olsen has done, he has a foundation with he's put millions of dollars into building and everything. Like he has a facility to help people. I really somebody like that. I know that this happened to his son, and that's what got him involved in this. But I think he's doing amazing things for the world to help people like his son. And I just definitely really hope that your son gets the help that he needs. And I hope that y'all pull through this. And I hope his heart does not give out. So again, hearts and prayers are out with you, your wife, your oldest son, and just your entire family and your community. We're pulling for you, and we hope that your son comes out of this and just lives a long, fulfilled life. I just hate that as a parent. I can't imagine me outliving my kids. I can't ever come to that. I can never see that happening. So yes, um, I hope that he definitely pulls through out of that for sure. And I know that's a tough situation. Um, like I said, hopefully people out there spread the word. That way, more awareness is brought to this situation. The better the chance that they may that it gets out there more where he might get the right transplant. You know, um, as tragic as it is, one life has to be lost for another to live. But I mean, if it's an accident and they match, then don't let it go to waste. Let that person, let it, come in and save a life. That's just how I feel on it. I want to get back on the NFL a little bit here. The Tim Tebow thing. Now, I actually don't think that it's as bad as people are portraying Tim Tebow. And I don't truly fully understand the outrage of Tim Tebow getting signed as tight end for the Jaguars. If you look at the tight end they have on the roster, you'd understand why. um, and there's not that many good other options out there right now, to be honest. Uh, there are other changes with the Jags. The exec who joined the team in February is out with the Jacksonville Jaguars there in the NFL. I honestly think Tim Tebow will do okay. I'm not saying he's going to be a good blocker, but I think he could get a couple, somewhere between 200 to 400 yards as a tight end. People keep forgetting he was not a good quarterback, but that dude would run with that ball and he would put his pads down. He was not scared to get hit and to take contact. So if you think he's going to be scared to get hit as a tight end, you're sadly mistaken. Like, that's not the case at all. That is not the case. Um, in other news, Julio Jones, I think, will be traded before the regular season starts by the Falcons. Now, of course, it'd be awesome if he comes to the Cowboys. We don't need him. We're not one of the teams. But I'm going to throw out four teams. My four teams that I think will um, the top four teams that will be in the hunt for Julio. Number one, New England Patriots. They had a crazy but amazing off-season free agency. They got they got a QB that they think is their future. They're going to want to give him a serious number one. I don't know what a more serious number one in the NFL could be, but I know Julio Jones could be that for them. The only thing is we know Belichick just doesn't he doesn't he doesn't trade what the Falcons are going to want to offer or want to offer for him. So I don't think he'll end up being a Patriot for those reasons, but that would probably be the best team for Julio to go to. Because that team in the next, I mean, especially if the quarterback works out, which I don't think will, but it could, because it's Bill Belichick, you can never take anything out of the equation here. As much as credit is due to Tom Brady, there's much credit to be given to Bill Belichick. That's just facts there. Um, I think another location for Julio Jones. Um, I don't know if they can pull it off, but I'm just saying, why not? We just got done talking about this team. You're trying to build another. You're trying to build your team up, and you're trying to compete, and you're trying to compete now. And you're a rookie head coach, first time in the NFL. You want to put the best team out there on the field because you know you need to have a good start to your NFL career as a coach. Why not the Jacksonville Jaguars? Why not? I do think they do have a great quarterback. He was my second best quarterback in the draft, but the top two quarterbacks, I believe, were going to be really, really good quarterbacks in the NFL. I just think the Jets got the best one. But could you imagine Trevor Lawrence and Julio Jones? Can you guys imagine Julio Jones and Trevor Lawrence and DJ Sharp? Don't forget about Sharp. Don't forget about that other receiver, DJ. I think his name's DJ Sharp. Um, and who they drafted, who they brought in for free agency. That could be a pretty solid offense there. The quarterback's going to know and going to have very good camaraderie with his teammate that was taken later in the first round. His running back, also from his team, from Clemson. They got Etang. So don't think that could not be a team that could compete. That could very well be a good team that could compete. But I would say Jacksonville. Don't sleep on Jacksonville as a trade option for Julio Jones. And Julio might take that. Hello, no taxes. Um, what about, Philadelphia? They probably got their man. The Eagles, they probably got him. Maybe. I think Wallen was better, but that's just my opinion. What about the Lions? You just lost your receiver in free agency. The Lions, that ain't a better situation. It's not really a better team. Well, Julio ain't got say of where he goes. And if you want to win now, you might want to stay with the Falcons over Detroit. But Detroit might make a trade for him. Don't know why, because they're going to be shit anyways. But yeah, my 14, this could be the most important, truly. And this could honestly maybe stop the debate and probably pull their quarterback straight back into that locker room. You want Green Bay drama to end? Have Devontae and Julio on the same team. Find a way to trade and get Julio from the Falcons and put him with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae, Aaron Rodgers ain't going to request to leave anymore. Aaron Rodgers is going to stay put. So if I was the Packers, and if you truly want Aaron Rodgers to stay, and if you truly want Aaron Rodgers to be back in the building, which I truly don't think you do, A, because you drafted a quarterback in the first round, you didn't just draft him. You traded up for him in the first round to get him. Everybody knows in the NFL, you have your rookie contract within the first couple of years, or definitely in the first 3 years. You want to know what you got in your pick. So, in order to do that, he's got to be on the field. At some point in the next 2 years, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be on the field, and that first round pick is going to be on that field. Or they're going to just have to trade him. But if you truly want Aaron Rodgers back, go and get Julio. That'll catch their attention. I guarantee you that catches Aaron Rodgers' attention. Yes, the front office may have really pissed him off. And yes, we all know Aaron Rodgers is a prima donna. He loves being a prima donna. We all know this. He has a shitty attitude. Aaron Rodgers does. He could not admit it, but us viewers can easily see it and tell with how he acts on the field after interceptions, even if it's his fault. He acts like it's not his fault. He acts like it's his receiver's fault. To me, Aaron Rodgers places blame on everybody but himself. But he's still a great top tier quarterback and one of the greatest of all time. Go get Julio and guarantee you Aaron Rodgers comes back in that building. I bet you money. Bet you money. Those would be the top 4 for me. The Detroit one's laughable because I don't know why they would, but they do need to replace Galladay. Julio's a great option to replace him. Enough said. Yeah. In other news, the NFL sets the 22 cap ceiling at $208.2 million per team. I think that could change. I mean, that could always change, in my opinion. I think it's a little early to set the cap, in my opinion. We're in a pandemic. Even though we're at the tail end of it, in my opinion. I think I would just wait till later to set the cap, in my opinion. But yeah, that's happened. Also, there was a little bit of rumors here and there. They didn't know, like on the Pat McAfee show. There's been a couple times where he does like to talk to Adam Vinatieri, his teammate, his kicker. There was some joke. Maybe he was going to come back, but no, he's officially retired. He is the NFL's all-time leading scorer. Is Adam Vinatieri definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer? Just off of Super Bowls alone, his clutch kicks in the Super Bowls for the Patriots, he's going into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, well deserved. Just well deserved. Tua, Miami Dolphins quarterback. You know, maybe a little bit of honesty, and I really like that. I really love that about players. I like players to be honest. I don't like them to say what teams and players and everybody wants to hear. I want just pure honesty. Goes a long way. And Tua said that play calling in his rookie year was uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable. Um, and you know what? I believe that happens to over for 50% of the rookies, not just Tua. I think there's full honesty in that comment, and I'm grateful that he said that and he's open about it. And I think that's going to help him learn. So kudos to you, Tua. Now, the NFL is relaxing the COVID-19 protocols for people that are vaccinated. I understand that people at events like, oh, we ain't going to do this to LeBron. Just because people are vaccinated and get a negative, hell, I've caught COVID, people. I caught it in the tail end of this last year. I caught it like right around almost December. It's almost the beginning of December. So around Christmas time. Um, guess what? I had a negative before I had a positive. I also had an inconclusive. So I had to take it more than once. You the the, the fact is, just because it's a negative doesn't mean it's 100% people. And doesn't mean that from the moment you got tested that you can't catch it. And I want you all to know, just because you're vaccinated, that does not stop you from getting COVID. That is not what the vaccine is. It's if you catch it, it won't have as bad effects, and it won't attack your body as badly as if you're not vaccinated. That's what it is. So I just want to reiterate that. Yeah. Um, go figure here. Um, Lamar Jackson says he would love to be a Raven forever. You're going to say that about the team that you're currently playing for. I mean, especially if you're looking to get paid big max contract, you're definitely going to say everything good about your organization whenever you're getting ready to come up for a big contract. I'm not buying into what Lamar Jackson is saying. I'm not saying he's lying, but I'm not fully invested in believing that I almost want to say garbage is coming out of his mouth. You're just being smart saying that. That's all you're being. You don't going into a contract year bash the team you're playing. You don't do it. And other news here: the Eagles promoted Catherine. I'm not trying to butcher this name. Catherine Reich to VP level. Hopefully, I said that right. They got a new vice president for the Eagles, Catherine Reich. Um, so yeah, don't really know much there. Not really that important to me, because mainly because I'm a Cowboys fan, and I don't want nothing good to happen to the Eagles. But yeah, that's just where I stand on that. Um, so I can't wait for the NFL season to come. I'm very excited. Dax seems to be looking really good right now, and it really seems like he's definitely going to be game one starter in the regular season. And I just can't wait for the NFL season to start. Uh, but to get back on topic here, I I'm going to end this with saying that I'm going to give you all the games and times for the NBA playoffs tonight. Um, the Suns and Lakers play at 10 o'clock tonight on TNT. At 7:30 tonight on TNT is the Bucks and Heat. And at 10:30 tonight on NBA TV is the Nuggets and Trailblazers. So you got a 7:30, a 10 o'clock, and a 10:30 game. So yeah, basically they're saying screw the small market team, and more viewership is definitely going to be on the Suns and Lakers. But NBA, hurt yourself, why don't you? Because that's what you're good at. Because you have a awesome commissioner. Just stupid. That is just dumb. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for interacting and commenting. Like I said, I do try to interact with my fans in the comments. I try to be different than all these other sports outlets out there. I also want to say, if you please could follow and subscribe and hit the notification bell and the like button, that greatly helps me out. I'm almost at the 3 months mark being a YouTuber, and that kind of stuff just helps me to grow. And I definitely want to hit the mark where I can be, kind of like continue this and make this basically a job and bring you all constant content and constant videos every day by YouTube. But I have to have a certain number by the year mark. So I have like 9 months to go. So I'm trying to power push through this. But if you please could support the channel, that would be great. Also, I had issues loading. I did a weeks challenge yesterday. Y'all don't know. I do have the part two, like it's a 5 minute video. It was hard. Oh my Lord, it was hard. But I kind of did it, as just kind of like something fun to do. I ain't gonna lie, I was in a lot of pain. It was hurtful. After and what it is wings etc. had this challenge where, and I mean, guys, if you want to look at a fully covered spaghetti where like they put so much of the sauce on top, that's what my wings looked like. It was just caked in the hottest sauce that they had. And the challenge is you have to eat 16 of those wings, just caked. And it was like, oh my Lord, dude. They were big wings too. It was hard. And what made it really, really hard is you could not have a drink during the whole thing. So that was hurtful. But I powered through it. For some reason of you all, the part one video just did, because I was doing it off my phone. For some reason, it just did not go through to YouTube, but the part two did. So you can see the ending of me finishing, but it was tough. It was tough. Uh, and you all be welcome to check out the other videos. I have like 60 other videos out there, just amazing stuff. I have top 15, top 10. I have all kinds of different lists, NFL, NBA, just all kinds of different lists here. I try to keep it fresh. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for a great episode today. Thank you all for the interactions. Nice. I hope you add and follow there. So greatly appreciate it, everybody. And till next time, you can also catch me on Twitter, by the way, at Rocky Sports, ROCKEY Sports. And I do stream with gamers. I am on Twitch. My channel name, all one word, on Twitch, Rocky Sports Talk Sheet. Thank you all. Have a great day. Peace out till next time.